Each and every one of us at some point in our lives have received a message saying we have won a jackpot with instructions on how to collect our reward. We usually ignore them, knowing they are from scammers and are harmless if disregarded. But for 19 years old student Kyathi Shrestha, one such message would prove to be a deadly deception, leading to a chain of events that would change her life forever and lead her family down a desperate and terrifying path. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. I'm your host Safa and you are listening to Crime Pod. Previously on this channel, we have covered the case of Om Prakash Yadav and his son Nitin. If you haven't stumbled upon that video, the link is already given in the I button of this video. Do check it out. Do check out our other videos. We have covered a lot of cases which you might find interesting. Now let's delve into today's video. Born in 1990 to Gopal Shrestha and his wife Radha, Kyathi was a studious and hardworking girl who was adored by her parents and friends alike. She had an infectious personality and was ambitious to become a pilot one day. For that, she focused wholeheartedly on her academics, and her parents were in full support of her decision to become a pilot someday. The family was originally from Britnagar, but after Kyathi passed her SLC with distinction, they relocated to Kathmandu. They enrolled Kyathi in Jubilant College and Research Center and even asked their landlord Biren Pardhan to tutor her. Biren Pardhan was originally from India, and sometime during the 1980s, he left his hometown of Darjeeling, India and moved to Nepal, where he started teaching science at a school in Kathmandu. In 2008, Biren had to sell his house in Balaju, Kathmandu, so the Shrestha's moved to a new house a short distance away in Anamnagar. Life for the Shrestha's was going well, and a prosperous and happy future lay ahead. But little did they know that bad things don't come knocking, and when they do, they can change everything in an instant. Biren Pardhan, to normal society, was a timid and docile teacher, but he had a dark secret hidden in the closet. He was an avid gambler and had racked up a hefty amount of debt due to this bad habit. He was in desperate need of money, as repo guys from the casinos where he had lost money were constantly at his doorstep, and time was running out. He was ready to do anything to get his hands on some quick money and was looking for ways to do that when out of the blue he saw an opportunity. Gopal Shrestha, his former tenant, called him one day and told him they wanted to discuss something with him. He met Shrestha's at dinner at their residence in Anamnagar on May 15, 2009. The Shrestha's, who admired him, had arranged a meeting to discuss Kyathi's future with him. They wanted to send Kyathi abroad for further studies. They told him that Kyathi wanted to be a pilot and they were willing to invest about 2.5 million rupees for that. Biren, who was looking for just that kind of opportunity, began to weave a sinister plan right then and there. And when he left the Shrestha's residence that night, he was set on executing it. On June 5, 2009, Kyathi's life took a devastating turn. At 8 am, she received a phone call from a mysterious woman claiming to represent a prominent women's magazine. The caller informed Kyathi that she had been randomly selected for a lucrative prize of 20,000 rupees and a trip to Pokhara city. Naively, Kyathi believed that the call was genuine and was ecstatic. The woman instructed Kyathi to collect her prize and ticket at Putli Sarak area. Excited, Kyathi shared the news with her mother Radha. At 1 pm, a neighbor dropped Kyathi off at the designated location. It would be the last time anyone saw her alive. As hours passed, Radha waited anxiously for Kyathi's return, expecting her to walk through the door at any moment. But daylight faded into darkness and Kyathi never came home. Frantic with worry, Gopal and Radha prepared to search for her when a chilling phone call arrived. A menacing male voice claimed that Kyathi had been kidnapped and demanded 1 million rupees for her safe return. Gopal pleaded, but the caller coldly instructed him not to involve the police and hung up. According to some sources, it was a text message the kidnapper sent to ask for ransom. Nonetheless, a nightmare had begun, plunging her family into uncertainty and terror. The kidnappers first asked Kyathi's parents to bring the money at a location in Butwal, but for some reason changed their mind and asked them to come to a location in Chitwan. But again, they changed their mind and they kept asking them to come to different locations such as Darjeeling and Sanoli. But for some reason, they wouldn't show up for exchange. The reason for this might have been their fear of being double-crossed. Finally, the kidnappers asked Gopal and Radha to deliver the ransom amount at a location in Kakarpita. Radha, along with Ram, the family's domestic help, went to the location and gave the money to the kidnapper. But the kidnapper who was there to collect it tried to kidnap Radha and Ram, but they managed to escape. They returned home and were waiting for the kidnappers to deliver on their promise and return Kyathi home. But Kyathi didn't return. Radha, from a previous interaction with the kidnapper, had a feeling that she had seen him somewhere before, and during the exchange when he tried to kidnap her and Ram, she became quite certain that it was Biren Pardhan, their former landlord, a man they trusted and in some sense looked up to. On June 21st, 16 days after Kyathi got abducted, police arrested Biren Pardhan, who at this point was using the surname of Shrestha's. He, during interrogation, confessed to the kidnapping and subsequent murder of Kyathi Shrestha. This confession of his led to the arrest of Marina Shakya, the girl who called Kyathi on June 5th and led her to a trap which proved deadly. On that fateful day, Kyathi met Marina after she was dropped off at Putli Sadak. Marina then took her to Khushibu, to Biren's apartment. According to reports, Kyathi was surprised to see Biren there, but she accepted the drink they offered her, a drink which according to police was laced. Kyathi, after drinking it, became unconscious, and Biren, who had planned to kill her from the start, repeatedly hit her with an iron rod, and Kyathi died on the spot. This was one version of events I found in the news articles I came across, but there were some others according to which the cause of Kyathi's death might be overdose of the sedatives Biren added in her drink. Nonetheless, after Kyathi had passed away, Biren and Marina began to dismember her body. They did it to get rid of her body, as they later disposed of the pieces at different locations. Police began searching for her body parts. Her limbs were found on the Mughling Narayangarh road. Her torso was found near Senbu, Lalitpur. Kyathi's head was found in Goldhunga Village Development Committee No. 6. It was highly decomposed and it was difficult to identify her. Biren and Marina's trial for Kyathi's kidnapping and murder began, and as they appeared in court, a charged group of protesters who were demanding capital punishment for them tried to attack them. At trial, the judge heard the brutal details of the case, and one thing was certain: Biren and Marina were going to get convicted. Marina, who was a student at the school where Biren taught, told the court that she was being blackmailed by Biren and was forced to do his bidding. She tried to portray herself as a victim, but her plea was rejected, as according to DIG Bharat Bahadur GC, Marina helped Biren chop off Kyathi's body, pack them up in cartons and wash the pool. Judge Balindra Rupakhyati, who had heard both the defense and the prosecution, had a decision to make, and it was a rather simple one. He sentenced Biren Pardhan to 39 years in prison for the kidnap and murder of Kyathi Shrestha. Biren's accomplice, 19-year-old Marina Shakya, was given a sentence of 34 years in prison, despite her young age and her claim of Biren forcing her to do things that she did. The sentencing of Biren and Marina brought closure to Kyathi's family. What began as a seemingly straightforward kidnapping and murder case uncovered horrifying details. Biren, a trusted teacher and friend to the Shrestha's, betrayed their trust in an unimaginable way, contradicting the fundamental values of humanity. That's all about the case of Kyathi Shrestha. I hope you liked this video, and if you do, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Comment down if you have any suggestion regarding our future uploads. This is Safa signing off with CrimePod.